I'm Tracy Goldizen, the editor of the Rio Rancho Observer. In the coming days, we will be bringing you candidate interviews for the Rio Rancho Public School Board, as well as some representatives from the district discussing the bond issue that's going to be on the ballot November 7. So please join, listen, and cast your vote. Hi, this is Tracy Goldizen, editor of the Rio Rancho Observer, and we are here today with representatives from the Rio Rancho Public School District to discuss the bond issue that's coming on the November ballot. So please introduce yourselves to our audience.
Sure. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Beth Pendegrass. I am the Chief Communications, Strategy, and Engagement Officer for Rio Rancho Public Schools.
And I am Michael Baker, the Chief Operations Officer for Rio Rancho Public Schools.
All right. Thank you for coming out today to discuss this with us for our audience. In case people aren't aware, how much is the bond vote for?
Sure. It's $80 million over a 4-year period.
Okay. And there are a number of issues in this bond. I think somewhere around 12 or 13. Can you go over what is included in it?
Yeah. So to add what Beth said, there will be two items on the ballot. The first one is the $80 million bond issue. The second is SB 9 or Senate Bill 9, and which is approximately just under $5.5 million each year for 6 years. And we have 10 projects planned for the bond, assuming that the public votes for it. The first project has to do mostly with security at Rio Rancho High School and Cleveland High School. Those are our two large comprehensive high schools. It also includes additional classroom space at those two comprehensive high schools, as well as Lincoln Middle School. The second item is roof replacements at a variety of our schools. The third is additional preschool space. One of the populations that is underserved in Rio Rancho is our preschool. And so we do need to add the capacity in order to accommodate that population. The fourth is a new Independence High School. Independence High School is a small school that accommodates students that typically find themselves lost at the two large comprehensives. Each comprehensive high school has a student population somewhere between 26 and 2,700 students, and sometimes students feel lost in that environment. And so Independence High School is just a much smaller, intimate school that accommodates the needs for a specialized group of students. The fifth is a drainage or landscaping plan for a number of the schools throughout the district. Unfortunately, over the years, weather, rain has washed away some of the soils, and we need to ensure that our building integrity maintains. So we need some projects to get accomplished there as well. And then as the facilities age over time, we have plumbing, electrical, and HVAC needs throughout the district that needs to be upgraded. With that upgrade, also, we are asking the voters for IT infrastructure. Everything we do anymore is related to computers and our network. And so it's important that our network is secure, that we have a robust network, and that access is readily available for students and staff. Number 8 on that list is special education program support and enhancement. So even though our enrollment is generally flat and kind of declining, our special needs population is increasing. With that, we need additional space in order to accommodate the needs of that special population. Number 9, fine arts production space and a band room at Rio Rancho High School. So the fine arts department, in regard to performances, we just don't have the production space or an area where students can essentially build the sets. And so what we plan on doing is using the current band room, which will be a production room, and then we would actually build a new band room to house the band. And then lastly, we have a variety of athletic projects, most of which has to do with turf replacement for baseball and softball on the infield, replacement there, some ADA upgrades on parking lot at Cleveland, and also the track resurfacing at both Rio Rancho High School and Cleveland High School. That's a quick snapshot of the 10 projects that the district plans on doing if the voters vote yes.
Okay, and now which of these projects would take priority if funding were to fall short, or, inflation is an issue if the costs go up?
So one of the things that we did is there was a committee that was put together that included staff, parents, and other individuals across the community. And so the committee was tasked with putting the projects together, but also putting the projects in priority order. And so I went through those in priority order. The school board made the ultimate decision on which projects would get funded and in which order as well.
But one of the commitments we make when we do pass a bond election and we put projects forward, the commitment is that we are going to complete those projects.
Okay, no matter if the costs increase or anything like that. Okay. And why are they important for the district and the students? And how does it benefit the general public as well? Because, there might be some people out there who are like, well, I don't have kids in the school district. This isn't going to impact me any. What would you have to say to that?
A couple of things. A lot of the projects revolve around safety and security. And so we believe that it's all of our jobs to ensure the safety of our students, first and foremost. So that is the number one priority. One of the things that we've done in Rio Rancho is we've installed what we call the Evolve system. The Evolve system is essentially kind of a souped-up metal detector. And it's an AI system. It looks something similar to a metal detector, and the students will walk through that as they walk on into the building. And so what the system does is it identifies two things. It identifies first and foremost metal or ferrous material that weapons are made of, and secondly, the shape of a weapon. And so if somebody tries to conceal a weapon, this detector will inform us that somebody is trying to bring a weapon on campus. And in this way, this is truly a proactive means to ensure that weapons are not on campus. So everybody on campus would be protected, students, staff alike. In regard to the voting public that don't have students at our campus, I think it's certainly all of our responsibility to ensure that our students receive a good education, because it's the young population that will take care of us in our old age, and we want to make sure that they are properly educated. And in order to receive a proper education, the students need to feel safe. So when the environment is conducive for learning, such as temperature control, a safe environment, students feel more inclined to learn.
And then I would also add, we work with the community in the use of our facilities. So we have a number of community organizations or groups that use our facilities outside of the school day during the summer, a lot of different camps that use the athletic facilities and the gymnasiums. The Fine Arts group in Rio Rancho, the community group, uses Rio Rancho High School. So we have a lot of different uses for the buildings outside of just what we do during the school day.
Okay, great. And will any of these projects be able to move forward if this bond is not approved by the voters?
It's a great question.
Yeah, what we would have to do is we would have to use operational funding and special funds in order to get some of these approved. Maybe some very, very small projects or pieces of projects would get done, but most of the projects would not get done.
It becomes more and more challenging. And then you look at completing projects based on emergency needs, so roof repairs or things of that nature that really, happen
Yeah.
out of the blue and are priority because of their nature.
Yeah, so you're looking more preventative than, oh, there's a leak and now we got to fix it in the moment.
Right.
Okay. And what is the financial impact on the taxpayers for this bond if it gets approved?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So Rio Rancho Public School has put itself on a bonding cycle. And what that means is when there are new bonds that come on the rolls, older bonds are retired. So if the voters approve this bond issue, there will be an increase of $80 million that will go to the district. But when that happens, we are paying older bonds off. So there will be no tax rate increase to the homeowner if this gets approved. In the same regard, SB 9, if SB 9 gets approved, there will be no new tax increase as well.
Okay, and what projects fall under the SB 9 again?
Typically, SB 9 are projects, repair and maintenance type of projects. So, for example, when a hot water heater goes out that is unexpected, those funds are used for that type of repair and maintenance work.
Okay. And then, recently at a county commission meeting, there was talk of a possible third public high school for Rio Rancho as the population grows. Would that factor into this bond at all, or would that be a future bond, or would that be something else entirely?
Yes, that would not factor into this bond issue. That is something probably in the distant future. Currently, the district does own approximately 100 acres of property, but sometime in the distant future, depending on the growth, depending on the population and enrollment of the school district is when we would take a look at that. But in the immediate future, especially with this bond issue, we don't plan on funneling resources to that project.
Okay. And then this is a little on the side, but C&M also has a bond issue on the ballot in Sandoval County. And I know there's some collaboration between Rio Rancho Public Schools and C&M, especially with the new CTE coming on board. So how does that bond issue, if anything, have any impact on what Rio Rancho Public Schools is doing?
Yeah.
So we have a partnership between Rio Rancho Schools and CNM in regard to career technical education. A couple of years ago, we did purchase a 74,000 square foot facility, and we will be starting renovation on that very, very soon. That was approved by the voters in 2019. And so we will use that funding as well as other funding in order to renovate that facility. That facility will house some skilled trades such as computer information system, welding, electrical, residential carpentry, food management, those type of skilled trades. Where C&M, they are going to build an auto center that will include automobiles, it will include electric vehicles and diesel as well. And so it is my understanding that part of that bond issue will help fund the auto center.
And that will also feed in kids from the CTE program as well for Rio Rancho?
Correct. So they would serve our students as well as part of that.
Okay. So they're separate, but they serve some of the same population.
Correct.
Yeah, and what's particularly nice with this project is not only will the CTE Center serve the student population for Rio Rancho, it will also serve the adult population of the community as well.
Okay. And we kind of went over this a little bit, but what would you like to tell a voter who might be inclined to vote no or is on the fence on this?
Well, I certainly can't tell them how to vote. But one of the things I think is really interesting about this bond that we haven't necessarily done in the past is looking at a new way to leverage some of the state dollars. And Mike can explain a little bit more, but our facilities department has really taken time to meet with the state to see which projects can bring in more money. So while the bond, we're asking for $80 million over 4 years, we're actually anticipating that we can get up to $112 million to really complete more projects that can really benefit the community and leverage those taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, so there's a state agency, the PSFA, and what they do is they manage all the school buildings in the entire state, and they rank those. And every 5 years, each district is required to do an analysis of their public facilities and to assess the condition of those facilities. A lot of the information that we got for this bond issue was a result of that 5-year master plan. And so we know the condition of our schools, and like anything else, whether it's your home, your automobile, it breaks down over time. And so quite a few of our buildings are aging. They need to be repaired. And just like your home, and what would happen if you didn't replace the roof on your home? You're going to take that investment and really it's going to deteriorate. Mm-hmm. And so we do need to maintain all of our facilities. And like Beth said, it's important that we leverage that $80 million for an additional $32 million that will come from the state and make Rio Rancho really a better community. And we also say to the folks out there, invest in your future. Mm-hmm. It's an investment in your future. We need to maintain the good facilities that we have. We need to ensure that students are in an environment conducive for learning. And that's why Rio Rancho Public Schools does what it does. And we are ranked one of the best school systems in the state. And we believe that it's not just our great staff and our great teachers and administrators that make that happen on a daily basis, but having good facilities adds to that.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is there's a chance to eventually profit off of this $80 million investment from the state funds.
It's more like matching dollars.
Okay.
So we're getting matching dollars for those projects to complete them. So we're able to do more projects because of that additional funds.
Okay, great. Thank you for explaining that further. And then that's all the questions I had at the moment on this bond issue that's coming up on the ballot. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the public on it?
Again, the election is November 7th. We ask people to go out and vote. And again, there's no new increase in taxes if the public votes yes for both issues, the bond issue and the SB 9 issue as well.
If they want more information, they can visit our website, www.rrps.net. In addition, on our YouTube page, there's a video that goes through all the projects. And so we invite anyone who has questions to visit our site, watch the video on YouTube, or give us a call at our district office, and we're happy to answer questions.
Okay, great. Anything else today on this issue? Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come out and talk to us and our readers and our listeners and our viewers on this issue, just so that they have more information when they do go to the ballot box on November 7. And we ask all of you out there to, as Mike said, come out and vote in this upcoming election. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Baker, Chief Operations Officer for Rio Rancho Public Schools. We're asking the public to go out and vote November 7th for 2 questions. The first question is an $80 million bond issue for the schools. The second issue is Senate Bill 9, which is funding for repair and maintenance for the schools as well.
Hi, Beth Pendegrass. I'm the Chief Communication, Strategy, and Engagement Officer for Rio Rancho Public Schools. We would like the public to know about the election on November 7th that includes 2 measures for Rio Rancho Public Schools, the first being a bond measure that includes $80 million over 4 years. The second is an SB 9 measure that's just over $5.5 million each year for 6 years. Both do not impact the tax rate, so there's no increase to the tax rate. But we want people to be aware of it, to know which projects are included, to reach out to us if they have questions, and to get out and vote.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 7. Rio Rancho voting locations are Broadmoor Senior Center, Cielo Azul Elementary School, Cornerstone Community Church, Our Lady Queen of Angels, Puesta del Sol Elementary, Rio Rancho Middle School, Community of Joy Lutheran Church, Joe Harris Elementary, St. Francis Episcopal Church, Eagle Ridge Middle School, Mountain View Middle School, MLK Elementary, Rio Rancho Elementary, Rio West Business Center, and Sagebrush Plaza. Hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Expanded early voting and same-day registration are available from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at all polling locations. November 4 is the final day for early voting. Absentee voting is currently underway. Ballot requests must be made by November 2 and must be returned by 7 p.m. November 7. Ballot drop boxes are available from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday at the Sandoval County Administration Building D and the Placitas Community Library. They will also be available during polling hours on Election Day. Please get out and vote, and thank you for watching and thank you for listening. This is again Tracy Goldizen, editor of the Rio Rancho Observer. Have a great day.